In this video, we're going to be looking at how to enter mini group stats. So continuing on from our group stats, we've already seen here that for today we've entered our one group and we've canceled our second group because the floor was being waxed. When you get to this stage, you're on the minutes page, and here you see minutes as well, and that's because you've already logged into Call-A-Go, you've chosen your location, and you've clicked on the minutes icon, which has opened up this minutes page. So let's take a look now at how we can enter stats for a mini group. Mini group being different from a group because it's a haphazard gathering of residents. It's not necessarily the same residents from day to day who you gather together. On the other hand, it could be roommates that you group together to do similar programs together. For example, a husband and wife team, or if you have a double room or a triple or a quad room. We don't see the quad rooms too much anymore. However, if you have 2 or 3 or 4 people in the same room who have similar programs, or you have 2 people in a room and you bring a third person in to do a small group of similar exercises, or perhaps you gather a few residents in your exercise room around the parallel bars to do some balance exercises, that would be considered a mini group. And so let's just enter a simple mini group to start as part 1 of this video. So you go to New Mini Group and click on it, and I'm entering this as a PTA, and then I would re-click on this to have my mini group booking open, which is why it turns green, and you'll see that the inside of the booking actually looks very much like the inside of the booking of the other group bookings. A couple of differences, one being that the modality is not the default of Group X as it is in the group bookings. That's because we actually want you to choose what it is that you're doing that's similar between the residents that you have gathered together. The second thing is that in a mini group booking, you don't have to enter indirect stats to be able to enter your direct stats. And that's simply because we do believe that in a group class, there's always some sort of indirect time related, whether it be portering residents to or from the class, or setting up the room, getting the chairs ready, making space for the wheelchairs, whatever it may be, getting the props, whether it be pool noodles or balloons or weights, TheraBand, TheraTube, the music, the CD player. There may be some preparation involved, and we want you to document that time in here so that we have an accurate representation of how long it takes you to get ready for your group classes as well. However, in a mini group, you could, as in this example here, just be going into a resident's room and not have to do any preparation and not have to do any portering. So we didn't think it was important to make this a mandatory part of the booking stats entry. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to search for the last name of my husband and wife resident, which are Hansel and Gretel. Now, because I've already searched for E, I don't need to research for the E last names. You'll see that the number 3 is still here, indicating that there are still 3 choices. So I've already picked Hansel. I'll now pick Gretel. And Hansel and Gretel, I actually went into their room and did some strengthening exercises with them. This is a couple who do not come to group just because whatever the reason may be. So I actually go in and do some strengthening exercises with them in the room, and I bring them their own TheraBand or weights, for example. So 2 residents, I've gone in by myself. I have no indirect time to enter. So I'm going to go ahead and put both of my residents as having attended, similar to what I would do in a group booking. Then I'll save the attendance in order to get those minute boxes to show up. And let's say that I did 10 minutes of strengthening with these residents. I will save the minutes. And once I do, I see that those services are being billed, and I'm done. That's all that needs to be done for a simple mini group entry. And you'll see here that the 20 minutes, so 10 plus 10, there's a total of 20 minutes of direct resident time. It only took 10 minutes of your time. However, there's 20 minutes of resident time. And that being said, this is done. So part 2 of the entering mini group stats We'll look into when we have the need for an accessory to be entered, and there was something else that I wanted to show. Oh yes, there's going to be some indirect stats. So in part 2 of the mini group stats entry video, those are the two new things that you will see.